cześć, tutaj Moni. Hello, wonderful people. Welcome to Learn Polish with Advance. And today, in our lesson 13, lekcja 13, I'm going to teach you how to order some drinks. So sounds like a perfect weekend. And I'm introducing today adjectives with nouns. So it is getting a little bit more complicated. I hope you can see how detailed I am when it comes to each lesson and each case. I want you to know almost everything about it on that basic level. So let me start with some theory. So far you've learned nouns in nominative and in accusative, and you know how these nouns change when we've got direct objects after a noun. But this time what I'm going to do, I'm going to add describing words, adjectives. So look at this left hand side here. We've got kot, a cat, rower, a bike, kawa, a coffee, and piwo, beer. Masculine noun, masculine living, animate, because we need to add a. Rower, inanimate, masculine, feminine, and neuter. Now, have a look what happens when I add adjectives, describing words. This word means small or little, małe. Małe. As you can see, there's an epsilon at the end of this word. Exactly the same happens with the inanimate masculine nouns. This is very specific for adjectives in nominative for masculine nouns, both animate and inanimate. Mały kot, little cat or small cat. Mały kot. Nowy rower, a new bike. Nowy rower. Another word. Gorąca kawa. Gorąca kawa. Hot coffee. And you may see the logic here when it comes to feminine nouns. Feminine nouns and adjectives also end with an A letter. Gorąca kawa. And look at the neuter nouns. Piwo, if I wanted to say a cold beer. Zimne piwo. The adjectives take e. Zimne piwo. There will be another letter that will appear here instead of epsilon when it comes to masculine nouns, and it will be a letter I after K, but at this stage don't worry about it. We will explore it as we go. So, mały kot, a small cat. Nowy rower, a new bike. Gorąca kawa, a hot coffee, and zimne piwo, cold beer. Your homework for today straight away would be to learn those describing words, adjectives, together with the nouns from this poster. It will help you tremendously, trust me. Now, as you can see, adjectives change, they decline as do nouns. So you can see that in accusative, if I wanted to say that I have a small cat, there is no longer małe. My ending for the describing word is ego. I already know that I need to add a for masculine living nouns. So my describing word gets ego. So it's a little bit more complicated than that, okay? Małego kota, a small cat, an accusative. Inanimate masculine nouns don't change, neither do neuter nouns. So this will stay the same and this will stay the same. What will change, look, is also feminine nouns. We will have on for describing words for adjectives and accusative when it comes to feminine nouns. Gorąca will become gorącą. And then we've got ę, as you know, for feminine nouns, kawę. So let's say you want to say to somebody that you've got a small cat. You have it. You know the word for I have, mam, and then you would have to say małego kota because you're adding describing word to your noun. Your noun is a living masculine noun, kot, therefore it gets a at the end, and also the describing word adjective changes as well. In what way? It gets ego. So think about dropping the vowel and adding ego. When it comes to new bike, it would not change because we change only the living animate nouns, masculine, in this way. We also change feminine nouns, but in a different way. We've got on and un. So on is the describing word ending, adjective ending, un is the ending for noun. And neuter have no change. So if you wanted to say that you drink, or you have, because we didn't have we haven't had the word for I drink or drink yet. So you have a hot coffee. You would say mam gorącą kawę. Mam gorącą kawę. I have a cold beer. No change. Mam zimne piwo. Mam zimne piwo. If you wanted to say I have a new bike, no change. Mam nowy rower. So what I'm trying to say here, you have to kind of think about your cases before you make a statement. So that's why it's so difficult, because in order to say it grammatically, you have to quickly, in a nanosecond, add that right ending for adjective and for a noun. The best way is to practice it very slowly at the very beginning. Don't worry if it takes you even 10 minutes to make a statement. This is the beginning, right? And then you will see that it will this time will be reduced, and you will be able to say it quicker. The more you practice, the quicker and the better you become. Okay. So here we've got some words with some nouns with adjectives, as you can see. The first one, we're going to practice with them today. The first one is Coca-Cola. Easy peasy. Coca-Cola, Coke. And this is a feminine noun. We only change this last A here, okay? We don't change the word coca, we change cola. Okay, some people even say cola without coca, so Coca-Cola or just cola. I have Coca-Cola, mam, and then you would say Coca-Colę, right? You're changing the last a into a because you have it. But now, I'm going to show you how to say can I have in Polish, right? So this is the biggest word that you've got here in this poster. You can either say proszę, please, or it's actually I ask, can I have? Proszę, or poproszę. I tend to use poproszę. Poproszę, proszę, both absolutely fine, correct? So whichever you find nicer. I'll practice poproszę with you today. So poproszę, can I have a Coke, please? Poproszę, and because you are saying can I have, this is the verb that is conjugated in first person singular. It's almost like robię, lubię, Proszę, right? This is a verb. I am asking for something. I'm asking for some, for some, for what? For some kind of object, right? What kind of object? Coca-Cola. I need to change that in accusative. Poproszę Coca-Colę. Poproszę Coca-Colę. Or just poproszę kolę. Let's do the same with coffee without describing words yet. So, kawa. Can I have a coffee, please? Proszę o poproszę kawę. Poproszę kawę. Can I have coffee? If you say that quickly, this in poproszę and in kawę will be slightly reduced. Poproszę kawę. Poproszę kawę. But you will still write this little tail in here and here as well, okay? So look at the describing words now. Biała means white with milk. Czarna, black without milk. Czarna. Biała, czarna. As you can see, these adjectives end with a. They are describing coffee. Therefore, they end with a. If they were describing a cat, let's say if I wanted to say a black cat, this last a would have to change into e because I would be describing masculine noun. So, czarny kot, a black cat, but black coffee, biała kawa. I'm not sure if you can have a black beer. Guinness would be somehow dark if I wanted to be, if I really wanted to insist on calling some beer black. You would say czarne because the e ending would describe then the neuter noun. So I think you know where I'm getting with this. So biała, czarna, white and black for coffee. Biały, czarny would be black and white describing a masculine noun, and białe, czarne with the e at the end would be black and white describing some kind of neuter noun. Okay, so if you wanted to say, can I have white coffee, please? So coffee with milk. Your a at the very end, the vowel a for describing word would have to change into on. You already know that we need to say kawę, right? In accusative. But you're practicing a new material today, so our a here would have to change into on. Poproszę białą kawę. Can I have a white coffee, please? Poproszę czarną kawę. Can I have black coffee, please? Poproszę białą kawę. Poproszę czarną kawę. Okay. Now, look at the next item on the menu. We're sitting in a cafe and we're ordering drinks. And here on the menu is mint tea. Sometimes the describing word, adjective, will come after the noun. Okay, there's no rule for that, so you'll have to learn. Sometimes it comes after and sometimes before the verb. Again, don't worry too much about it at this stage. So when we describe tea, water, and juice, we tend to put the describing word after the noun. So, herbata miętowa, mint tea. Herbata miętowa. Now, you may get confused with it because this time it's reversed, right? We've got the noun first, right? So with this ending, and then we've got adjective with this ending, right? So this noun, herbata, will change in accusative into herbatę, and miętowa, as it describes the flavor, mint, will have the ending on. So think about it for 3 seconds. How would you say, can I have a mint tea, please? Poproszę herbatę miętową. Right? The same happens with woda, water, mineralna, mineral. So mineral water in Polish, woda. Again, try not to pronounce it as woda, okay, the w. Woda mineralna. So noun and describing water, mineral is the describing adjective. So how would you say, can I have a mineral water, please? Poproszę wodę, noun, mineralną. Right? Let's go to another item on the menu. We've got hot chocolate. This time with chocolate, hot goes first. So, gorąca, you had that word here already. So, gorąca czekolada, hot chocolate. This time we're back to having adjective first and the noun follows. So how would you say, can I have a hot chocolate, please? Poproszę gorącą czekoladę. Quicker, if you wanted to say it quicker, poproszę gorącą czekoladę. Right? Now, fruit juice. Sok is the word for juice. Owocowy describes the flavor, fruit. Owocowy. Notice, right, that again we've got masculine noun, sok, inanimate masculine noun, and again, consequently, we've got y, epsilon at the very end, owocowy, right? It's an inanimate masculine noun, so we don't have to worry about changing anything. So in order to say, can I have a fruit juice, please? You would say, poproszę sok owocowy. Poproszę sok owocowy. Easy peasy. How about smoothie? Smoothie is just a smoothie. And it's a neuter noun. In Polish, smoothie is neuter. So again, nothing to worry about. Can I have a smoothie, please? Poproszę smoothie. Poproszę smoothie. Few more words to practice and we're done. That's a complicated word, and it is a word for a donut, would you believe? Drożdżówka. Drożdżówka. So let me break it down for you. First we've got droż, then DZ.O with the accent is dżu. That's dżu. Okay? This is d, as in juice, j, and O with an accent is u. So we've got dżu. Drożdżu, drożdżu. And then we've got v, but because the consonant v is just appears before the unvoiced k, we will pronounce the v as f. Drożdżówka. So don't try to pronounce it as drożdżówka. We don't say it like that because it's unvoiced. K, it's also unvoiced W, which becomes f. Okay? Drożdżówka. So let's try it 3 times more. Drożdżówka. 2 more. Drożdżówka. Once more. Drożdżówka. And that's a donut. We can have a raspberry donut. Malinowa drożdżówka or drożdżówka malinowa. Doesn't really matter in that instance. Or drożdżówka miodowa, which is honey donut. So malinowa, raspberry. This describes flavor. It's an adjective and it ends with an a because it describes drożdżówka, which is feminine as well. The same goes for miodowa, honey. So I tend to use drożdżówka first and then the flavor. Drożdżówka malinowa, drożdżówka miodowa, as in woda mineralna, herbata miętowa. So again, there's no rule for that. Certain words have adjective first, certain nouns after. So, but again, not to worry. So, say you wanted to make a statement. Can I have a raspberry donut, please? Please is kind of inbuilt and in this verb. So you don't have to say proszę again. So poproszę. Then let's change the word to drożdżówka now in accusative. Drożdżówkę, and then let's change the flavor with the right ending. Malinową. How about can I have a honey donut? Poproszę drożdżówkę miodową. Okay. Now the word piwo, beer. We can have a cold beer. Zimne piwo, as you know here. You've already noticed zimne piwo appeared here. Or grzane. It's warm beer, usually served in Poland in winter, actually throughout the year, but it's a beer with a syrup, could be raspberry syrup or any syrup that makes it a little bit sweet. And I know some some friends of mine from Britain who find that absolutely disgusting, even the thought of having warm beer, but actually tried it and loved it. So so it's not as bad as it sounds. Actually, it's delicious. So piwo, zimne piwo, cold beer, or grzane piwo, warm beer, grzane piwo. If we wanted to ask for cold beer, we wouldn't have to worry about anything, simply because it's a neuter noun with a neuter adjective. Nothing changes. Poproszę zimne piwo. Poproszę grzane piwo. I say it slower so you can hear the Poproszę grzane piwo. Poproszę zimne piwo. And that's actually all when it comes to accusative and nouns and adjectives. It's it's not all, but it's a good beginning. It's all which I can give you at the very beginning. I think it's a lot, really, to cover. I don't really want to make you feel confused in any way, but it's a lot to take, especially when you think about remembering all the endings and practicing so that you become a little bit more confident. Try to practice, try to listen to the lesson as many times as you can, so you get familiar with the endings. You get familiar with the endings both in nominative and accusative. You may notice that we don't have here in this poster anything masculine. We don't have any masculine nouns. It's because we will have a bit of an issue with masculine nouns in accusative. Only those which describe food, fruit or veg food. It will be slightly tricky for masculine nouns describing food in accusative. That's why here so far we are dealing with feminine and neuter nouns. But again, it will be a entirely different new lesson where I'll explain in great detail the exceptions and why it is different, and so on and so forth. So it's much more to come, and you will be covered. Thank you so much for this lesson. Thank you for your lovely comments. I'm getting more comments. Lovely. That really is uplifting. Uplifting. Thank you so much. And I will see you tomorrow for more practice. Thank you. Bye.